is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
So, yes, Luke Skywalker, for a short time, between March 28th and May 11th, will be at Galaxy's Edge. And from what Geeky Sparkles said, when he first appeared, the crowd followed him like Jesus at the Sermon on the Mount. They followed him everywhere, right to the meet and greet, and it's been crazy wall to wall. This is a good thing. This is what Jon Favreau wanted, and it is what Star Wars is needed. We want the Star Wars we know, not Kathleen Kennedy's whatever idea she thought she was bringing to it. And Luke is just the beginning. But there is a bigger thing going on. They're showing a movie on the mountains on the side above the Millennium Falcon called The Shadows of Memory, the Skywalker Saga, I think. And it's basically, they have a hologram lore teller. And the story's flashing up on the jagged rocks above the Falcon, Millennium Falcon, where it sits. And it's missing something. It's missing the sequel trilogy. And it looks to me, and I'm going to go and argue with Geeky Sparkles here from Clownfish TV, that they are learning their lessons. They know what people want, and it's Luke, Han, Leia, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Lando, Yoda, Mace Windu, the prequels in OG. Nothing of the sequel trilogy. In 2018, Jon Favreau announced The Mandalorian, and when it came out, it was the flagship show for Disney Plus, and it was a tremendous hit. It won Emmy Awards and Saturn Awards and you name it, and it was really, really quite good. And people love it. People still love it. And the next season, he did something so tremendous that it triggered Kennedy to a level of crazy I don't think I've ever witnessed in someone who should know better. And it goes to just how deep she would dive and how low she would go afterwards to fuck him up. But I've always said she's the kind of person who says, if I can't have it, no one can. Or if it's not my vision, it's nobody's vision. Okay? That's Kennedy in a nutshell. Okay? And what he did was simply bring back Luke Skywalker. You know all about Pablo Hidalgo's bashing of the fans, and we know how making Star Wars felt about Luke's return, triumphant return in the TV show, and of course, Star Wars Explained, etc. Kennedy, from what we've been told, went and lost her mind. She had no idea it was Luke Skywalker that was going to be at the end of the show. And it was, and she shit herself. Therefore, we got a very poorly put together Book of Boba Fett, which basically hurt Lucasfilm, but it also highlighted her mistakes in the fact that she spent money like it didn't mean anything on everything, on reshoots, and she didn't do her due diligence.
Money? Oh, but what's money to an artist? To a philosopher, it's just green-colored paper that floats in and out of his life like snow. It's nothing you actually have to, work for, is it, Troy?
And Jon Favreau understood very well what was going on there. She was spending good money after bad with Solo, etc. He brought the problems up to Bob Iger. Bob Iger understood that. And he gave Favreau the chance at The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian has been a success. The problem and the wrench in the machinery is Kennedy. Even when she's not involved, her name is still attached, and it is box office poison, streaming platform poison. Should not be happening, all right? But if she was anything the way she said she was, and if she was anybody of who she said she was, and who she believed herself to be, and who people, including me at one time, we would have listened. We would have applauded her because she was supposed to be a tremendous filmmaker and a TV show person and a filmmaker, and she just doesn't cut she doesn't cut the mustard. She has not reached the level of accolades that she thinks she deserves. Okay. And if anything, even with the skeleton crew, Jon Favreau was able to show the lack of storytelling prowess and the lack of care that she gave the editing and, basically the casting the crew for these TV shows. The directors of, Andor, and the writing and the casting, the acolyte. And of course, the biggest mistake she made out of vindictiveness was firing Gina Carano over allegations of anti-Semitism, which were never true. And they weren't. We all know they weren't true. But you might as well blow the racist dog whistle in Hollywood. Or actually, anti-Semitism has a dog whistle in Hollywood. And when you blow it, they will come running. Kennedy knows it. But it was a big mistake because ultimately it hurt Star Wars. It showed just how badly woke Lucasfilm had fallen at the time. And with the lawsuit that Gina is now engaged in against Lucasfilm and Disney, it's about to be open to the public just how bad it all got. And that's not good because it's our legacy. Now, if you go back to the beginning of this video, Luke is back at Galaxy's Edge between March 28th and May 11th. If you're going to Disney, go and meet him. The guy doesn't look like him, but it's Luke Skywalker, so go. Okay, go meet him. All right. And there's something else going on here. We're going to be seeing more involvement of both the prequels and the OG, I think. And I'm going to leave you with this. Dave Filoni intentionally left the door open to fix what was broken because he wanted to fix it. And I'm going to remind you where Anakin Skywalker is in Ahsoka. Steph signing out. See you on the galaxy.
Master?
I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Anakin.
You lack conviction.
what Dave did was he took the world between worlds, and now we have Anakin in the world between worlds. So what you're seeing with Luke showing up at the park with the light show, memory show at Galaxy's Edge talking about Skywalker Saga, we are getting something that I think we've wanted for a long, long, long time. Anakin was always supposed to be in the world between worlds. When the father said, you can bring balance to my daughter and my son in the Mortis Gods arc, Anakin refused him. That didn't mean that Anakin wasn't ultimately going to take the father's place, right? He was dying. He needed someone to make his kids obey the dark and light side of the Force. I think we're finally going to get to the point where we can actually explore things like that. And I think that's what Jon Favreau wanted to do in the parks. That's what he wants us to have. Because he wants to have it because he's one of us. Okay? Anakin will be the guide for Ahsoka. He will take part in the things that go on. And Luke will be part of that action as the Grandmaster Jedi. And that's what Shadows of Memories, the Skywalker Saga, being told at Galaxy's Edge is about. It's about Luke and Anakin and Leia. All right? So this is Steph, signing out. See you around the galaxy.